right, we're ready. Let's see if we can find a bird. I don't hear anything yet. We'll go across this field and maybe we'll hear one over on the other side. You want to do an intro? It's the second week of the turkey season. Is it second? It's actually the end of the second week, but it's rained for the last whole week. So everything maybe changed around. I got Alex out with me this morning and we're trying a spot where we saw some birds last week. And there's a deer walking behind you, just over by that rise. So we're gonna head down across this field and call and see if we can locate a bird. It's early. I hate this part of this. So we're off. So I got Alex all decked out in turkey gear. He's the cameraman this morning. It's also my pack mule carrying an extra decoy. So we're gonna go down like another quarter mile and just keep calling. But I wanted you guys to see our intrepid cameraman all dressed up this morning.
Honored.
So we literally, while I was showing you, Alex, on the thing, we just walked right into this stupid hen. That is not how you do it. Oh, brother. That's a good sign though, I guess. You can film this, but I am terrible at this, so. So far, we've been walking along shocking, and we haven't heard a single gobble, but we've seen like tracks on these paths. And if you look at this path here, like the crazy part is the turkeys don't want to walk in this thick tanglefoot any more than we do. So like every step and every time we come around a corner, we run the risk of running into the bird. But at the same time, he could be way on the other ends of this field where he wouldn't hear us because of all the noise. So we're trying to decide, do we sit somewhere and just call and hope he comes to us? Or do we keep putting along and hopefully shock him? But right now we haven't heard a gobble, so that's kind of making it annoying. But I guess that's part of the whole fun of this, right? If it was easy, what would be boring? I don't see any. So we bumped some tracks back there. And then the other day, this whole pit, the edge of this pit, all the sand was all turkey tracks. And I don't see any, and it's been raining. So they may have moved that way. They might have got pushed out of here. So we'll circle up around, then we'll go back and call back that way. And maybe this spot's done, I don't know. We just need one dumb bird. That's all we need. We're gonna try and circle over it. And there's a little spot over on this field we're gonna set up, but the gobbler that we must have walked right by him this morning, he's now blocking our way back to the car. So we'll figure it out. Stupid bird. If I really wanted to kill this bird and just, if we were hungry, all we'd have to do is, I would sneak around over here, like about 600, 700 Goodock, and you know that path that we came out on? Yeah. Sit right on that path. Then you would just walk at him. He would run back down that path, and we'd shoot him. But because we're sportsmen, we're gonna try and call him in for the camera. And we have tons of food. I got like half a pizza in the fridge, so we're not that hungry. So we hiked most of the morning and shock called. About 9:30, 10 o'clock, we got a response, just kind of faint in the distance. We moved up on him, and he gobbled back a few times, so we set up, started calling, but he just kept moving away. I think he was with a hen. We just couldn't move him. We could never really get him to come in. And I belly crawled out into the nice wet grass, tried to set up the decoys. And we started calling to the gobblers, and we could see we had their interest. They were kind of coming our way, but the hen just wasn't having it. She just started leading them away. And after about 40 minutes of calling to him, he just stopped answering. So we sat for another 20, 25 minutes. So we're right back where we started this morning. When we first came out, if you see in the footage, we walked across this field and we walked right into a hen. And evidently we were calling, we were shocking, nothing, but there were gobblers back at the other end of the field. They did a big loop, banged up against the highway fence actually, worked back over here. So when we came back to the car, they were just out in the field, and we called and did everything, and the hen just took them and ran them that way into private property. So we got a better strategy for this spot if we hunt this spot again this year. But for now, we're gonna pack up from spot A and try a new spot. It's only 7:30, 8 o'clock, somewhere around there, so we got plenty of time. But spot number one. So then we just moved on to try another spot. All right, we 100%, are we on the thing? Are you on? We 100% just heard a bird. I thought it was that way. Alex thinks it's that way.
But it's somewhere there.
You think it's, but it's a ways away, 200 yards at least.
Yeah.
So we're gonna kick ahead a little ways, and then we're gonna set up and call and see if we can get it to come to us. That would be nice. So we set up in the blind, got the camo around us, and got into position and started calling. The day was really wrapping up. It was getting almost to 12 o'clock, and that's the time we have to stop hunting here in Massachusetts. But as we were walking back to the truck, I was shock calling, and then all of a sudden some birds went off like 50 yards from us, and we were in the open, which is, a rookie mistake. We had no cover, so we just dropped down, and they could see us, and we could see them. They're maybe 50, 60 yards away. Right here, we'll put a little arrow. They were just there, just parading back and forth. And we just kind of called at them. I thought maybe one would come towards us. And as the time ticked on, they just wouldn't move. They wouldn't run away, and they wouldn't come in. So I got this idea. Maybe I could, sort of use the decoys as puppets and keep their attention on that, and then just slowly creep forward on my butt and close the distance.
The turkey doesn't go to Matt. Matt goes to turkey. And the turkey is right there, right between the trees. That little dot, that's a turkey. And here's Matt with decoy.
And to my surprise and Alex's surprise, they went for it, and they let me just kind of scooch forward. I'd scooch forward a few feet, and then I'd call, and I'd scooch forward a few feet, and then kind of play with the decoys like they were puppets. And I got closer and closer, and then the next thing you knew, I was in range. So I picked a good bird and took the shot.
You got it?
Ready? 3.
Looks like you were ready.
I don't know. Did you get that on film? How
Yes.
stupid and hilarious that was? I was like, maybe,
Yes.
maybe I can close the distance by holding the decoy. And I got. Easy one.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Nice, Tom. That is the dumbest turkey hunt I've ever been on, Alex. That was hilarious.
I have everything on film how you were crawling and covering yourself with a decoy.
You got that?
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that we got on camera. That was the most ridiculous turkey hunt I've ever been on. To be honest, sneaking or sitting on your butt like that and sneaking up next to him, that was probably the first time in a while that I've had the heart pounding in my chest like that. That was hilarious. Alex and I were just shocking through the woods, and all of a sudden they went off, and they were like 50 yards from us. So we dropped to the ground, and we sat there for like, we must have been there for 40 minutes, and we kept calling, and they just would not move. They knew we were there, and we had the decoys, so I just thought if I could just get that extra 10 yards, it would be close enough to shoot. So I held the decoys and just kind of scooched on my butt, like, I don't know, 10, 15 yards. And when they saw the movement, instead of running, they just stood there. So I got there, and I just I lined up on this one bird, and I shot him, and I thought that I'd missed, and he stepped forward and like started to walk away. So I shot again, and I clipped I got the second one here. So I ended up shooting 2 birds, which is my legal limit. And then as I was scooching, I could hear Alex fumbling in the leaves to try and film. So these, obviously they're jakes. This one's got a little beard. They're young birds. There was a monster gobbler with them, but he was just, I don't know, 10 yards more, and I just didn't. Ethan had shot with this gun the other day, and we'd had some trouble. We weren't quite sure how deadly it was or if it was on, and I got nervous at the last minute, so I took the took the closer bird, and then it's not for that I got the other one. But I have 2, it's legal.
High five.
High five. Thanks, cameraman Alex.
All right, congrats,
I hope you
Matt.
like this hunt. Bye.